Very long time.
Good afternoon. Today, we would like GCSD administration approximately 5 Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. Again, thank you. Look in and eyes. For yours truly. We have a special from Miss Miracle. Miss Miracle Simmons, commented by Dr. Brandon, principal. Bring the miracle on. We need it.
Good evening. Thank you, board members, for having us this evening. So it is my great honor to introduce Miss Miracle. You want to turn around and give everyone that beautiful smile? Now you can see why I chose Miracle. Miracle has a gorgeous smile that greets me every morning and makes my whole day start off well. Miracle is in 5th grade at Maryville, and she is 10 years old. Her mother is accompanying her this evening, Miss Sierra Simmons, and her little brother Malachi. Miracle cheers for the rec department in her free time. Her favorite subject is math, and she aspires to be a teacher when she grows up. Go ahead, Miracle.
Good evening. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope move into that executive session this afternoon. Indeed, you'll hear. Still moving on. We have recognition of the athletes.
Good afternoon, Chairman Lance, members of the board, Mr. Price, district staff, and guests. Each season, Georgetown County School District recognizes students named to the all-state list for their respective sports. This afternoon, I'm pleased to recognize Micaiah Holmes, who was named to the 2022 3A All-State Track and Field Team. Assisting with tonight's recognition are Georgetown High School Principal Craig Stone and Georgetown High School track coaches Al Barron and Robert Scott.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
If you all would come forward, please. During the state meet, Micaiah set a new personal best and Georgetown High School record, finishing 4th in the 100 meter with a time of 10.68 seconds and 5th in the 200 meter with a time of 21.94 seconds. Micaiah is currently a freshman at Clemson University. Accepting on his behalf is his grandfather, Mr. Paul Bromell. Congratulations, Micaiah. The second student I have the privilege of presenting to you this afternoon is Carvers Bay High FFA Treasurer Jennings Avant. Assisting with the presentation are Carvers Bay High Principal Larry Odom and FFA Advisor Garrett Howard. Jennings was selected by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture to attend the 2022 South Carolina Commissioner's School for Agriculture. He was selected from a group of students from across the nation to participate in the week-long summer program that provides a glimpse into the academic and career possibilities related to agriculture and natural resources. At the culmination of the event, Jennings was presented with the Thomas Dobbins Founders Award based on his commitment to South Carolina agriculture, involvement in FFA, and overall character. Congratulations, Jennings.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good. Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada has awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to Georgetown County School District for its comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021. Business Services also received an award of financial reporting achievement in recognition of their work. This certificate of achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment for our Business Services team. I would like to commend Ms. Lisa Johnson and her Business Services team for preparing the award-winning comprehensive annual financial report. This is the 28th consecutive year that GCSD has received the Certificate of Achievement, which speaks to the district's commitment to accountability and overall transparency. Congratulations to Ms. Johnson and her team. If you all would come forward. And several members are here tonight, and there were others who gathered for a team-wide photo. So congratulations to Ms. Johnson and her team.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's not my job.
Next on the agenda,
That looks like my chair at home.
we have, it's nice not to have received any of these.
That's the first.
Since we're there, then I guess listen to what Mr. Since he didn't respond, this topic is personnel.
Thank you again, Dr. Lance, Superintendent Price, fellow board members. I'm here tonight to actually continue to address the needs for due process for personnel that's filed grievances that seems as though it don't get to the board that needs to get here. That is a part of the process. I don't think that stopping the process at the superintendent's level is correct, and I think that needs to be corrected because personnel should have the opportunity to file a grievance to the highest level possible within an organization. Number two, I looked at the personnel hiring when it comes down to demographics and whether they're black, white, or Italians or whatever. Our system is broken. There should not be a white when it comes down to personnel, then minority is the rest of them. That gives a false impression, and also gives a false impression to DOJ that things are changing here, which is not. Every identity of nationality should be identified, because when someone filed for a job, if they are Italian, I'm pretty sure they're not putting black on the application. And that's what I'm trying to say. Most likely they're putting white. Or any Caucasian race and stuff that's identified with that. And I'm not going to look at anyone on that panel, but there are some different races that need to be identified by their race because it gives a false impression. Because blacks is not getting due process here in Georgetown County School District when it comes to hiring practices. Also, the last thing I want to address is when government transportation is used and the personnel here that using those transportation, they should not be getting a stipend. That is wrong. That needs to be investigated. We have people carrying cars to their home at night. It has been addressed before by myself at this board, and receiving stipend the same time, from what I understand from this organization here at the district office. So I'd ask you to investigate that also and take the necessary action to make correction. No one should be getting a stipend for travel, then turn around and get a government vehicle to travel also. That just don't fit the mold. If one is getting it, everyone should be getting it. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Neal.
I stayed on time.
Next order of business. Approve the minutes as
Aye.
moving right along.
Second.
That we
Aye. Second.
Question?
Yeah, I have a comment to make. With personnel, you know, that's often a difficult subject to address. There's so many components within that system. I just want to say this, that we need to take a close look at our local graduates, our local people who went to our local high schools and graduated and got their degree and then came back. The worst case scenario that I can recall, Mr. Chairman, was that this young lady, well, I don't want to give it away, but she was a valedictorian of one of the high schools. And she had a sensational college career as well. And she could not get a job in Georgetown County. She had to go to Horry County. And thank the Lord she came back to Georgetown. But I tell you, that's probably one of the worst case scenarios I've ever seen. So all I'm asking you, I'm not asking for nepotism, I'm not asking for favoritism, but we really need to take a close look at our local people. Thank you.
I have a question. How are we with teachers? Are we completely filled up? You know I'm going to ask.
Thank you for that question. We are about 99.9% full, but we do have one position that we are now exploring a virtual option for, and that would be for an ELA high school language arts. And the other position that we currently have open is Spanish, and we are looking at sponsoring an international teacher for that.
Do we have, excuse me, any other retired teachers that are interested in the ELA position? We
have contacted just about every retiree that we know has expressed an interest. We have, I can get the exact number for you, but currently we probably have about 19 or 20 retirees that are currently working for us in a teaching position, so that is an option that we are always trying to explore. But again, I still have to give a shout out to school administration and the HR team. When you look at our surrounding districts, we are doing quite well.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I hate to, may I? No. Okay. Mr. Jenkins, I'm looking at A3 on the personnel list where it says resignation. And then, and I apologize in advance if I've missed this, I'm looking for a replacement. And I do not see one. Let me get my glasses on, make sure.
Yes, sir.
I do not see one as a replacement. Did I miss something there, sir?
No, sir.
Okay.
What's happening in that situation is we're having a paid internship. So this would be an individual that instead of doing their senior internship under the guidance of a regular classroom teacher, they're going to take on that responsibility as themselves as a paid intern, but that position may not transfer into the second semester, so that's why we're not bringing a recommendation for you. We're going to have to look at, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Johnson, the amount of students at that location, and that may be a position that may be dissolved.
Okay, and one more question. The practice that had been going on for a number of years, like let's say School A has their staff that's allocated, okay?
Yes, sir.
And then 2 weeks down the road or whatever, say, oh, well, we over-allocated you, so we're going to take these, 3 of your teachers and put them over here, to this school. Is that still the practice that we're using?
That is not a clear-cut yes or no answer, but it is something that we do look at every year. We have to look at each case individually depending upon the overage at a location and the underage at another. If it is significant, then yes, sir, in the past, we haven't done it this year though, but in the past we have moved teachers from location A where there's been an overage to location B where there's been an underage.
Okay, all right. Well, and I'll just close on this. That reminds me of like if somebody was going to substitute teach at a school and you sign up for it and you're supposed to be in PE that day, so you put your PE clothes on and you get ready to get into the gym, and then they move you to 5th grade.
Yes, sir.
Self-contained or whatever it is. Now that's just a small version, but with teachers, we keep hearing about salary, salary, salary. You know, a lot of the factors also are beyond salary. You know, it's satisfaction with your job. And, you know, I hate it for a neophyte who just started,
Yes, sir.
and they're assigned at this school, and then all of a sudden they got to pack up their suitcase and everything else and, you know, go over there. So, again, I've been thinking about these things quite a bit, and I apologize for talking so much, but thank you.
No, that's quite all right. It's at your discretion. If that's a practice we do not want to continue, I'll follow your guidance.
Thank you, sir.
It has been moved. Recommendations.
Aye.
Opposes?
Thank you. Good evening, Chairman Lance, members of the board, Mr. Price. I have two separate policies that have very similar names. The first one is Administrative Rule GCC-R, Employee Leaves and Absences, and this one is specifically our sick leave bank regulations. As we discussed at the last meeting, we wanted to try to open up the sick leave bank as much as we could to newer folks and to more folks. So we ran this by the members of the sick leave, the members of the sick leave bank board, and came up with the two suggestions. One, that all new employees would be eligible to enroll in the sick leave bank at the first open enrollment session rather than requiring them to work a full year before they can do that. They still have to have 6 sick leave days accrued before they can enroll, but it does allow them to enroll earlier, and we'd like to open up 2 open enrollment periods rather than 1 per year to try to catch more people that may make a decision a little bit later as they're employed or, the first year or several years in. So those are the changes, and the sick leave open enrollment currently is July 1 to September 30th, and we would propose changing it to all of November and all of April, beginning this coming April, because we will just be finishing our open enrollment period at the end of this month, and it would be hard to kind of back-to-back do that again in November. So those are the changes, not too major, but hoping to catch some more people and enroll a few more folks in the sick leave bank. Any questions?
Question, anybody? Do I have a motion?
Aye.
Opposes? Has been adopted.
Thank you.
Moving along. GCCR2. COVID-19.
Yes, sir. Thank you. As we discussed at the last meeting as well, the COVID-19 leave policy, we've not been using it since July 1 of this year, and we're just asking to take it off the books so that there's a clear expectation of what people should anticipate and not if they get COVID. So we're just asking for this policy to be removed.
As presented. Do I have a motion?
Yes, sir. Oh, I apologize. To be honest, Mr. Gaskins, it's probably, it should have said for the first and final reading, removal of policy, and I did not catch that until we were standing up here, so it actually should be removal. You're exactly right. And that's my fault for not catching that beforehand. I apologize. But it is supposed to be removal.
Make a motion to remove.
The administration recommends final reading approval. Removal, approval of GCSD 2. Let it leave.
Perfect.
Remove.
Aye.
Opposers? None, ayes have it. GCCR COVID-19 related leave removal.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Chairman Lance, members of the board, Mr. Price. The action item we bring to you this evening is being funded from bond program savings for the base program. It's the re-roofing here at the J.B. Beck building. It's the portion of the roof that we have not already done. If you'll remember, I think it was summer before, that we re-roofed the boardroom because we had a lot of problems in here. We also re-roofed the new wing and the IT area in the back of the building when we added that addition. So this is re-roofing for the balance of the J.B. Beck building. This contract will be administered by MBCon, our program manager, so they will be involved in this contract as well. And again, this is being funded from bond savings.
Question.
Go ahead, Ms. Ford.
I have a question. I didn't hear it clearly. Did you say this particular contractor was the same one that did the re-roofing of the other parts of the building?
No, no, ma'am. This is being awarded to Porter Roofing. Porter Roofing's been contracted by the district during the bond program and prior to the bond program as well. But the actual construction, the re-roofing project itself, will be administered by our program manager, MBCon.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Being this is such a large fact, and maybe the second. This will be funded.
Second.
Second, that we accept the approval of
Oh, hold on. I have a question, sir. Excuse me if I may. Okay. Okay. Do we have, are we going to get a warranty with the roof?
Yes, sir. I believe
what
it's
is
a
it?
20-year warranty, Bob.
How many?
Yes, sir. It's a 20-year warranty on the roofing product that's being put on, 20-year warranty.
Is that materials and labor?
No, that should be materials, labors, how long?
And the reason why I ask, because some places where I have worked, the new roof goes up, and then like 2 years later, it starts leaking, and then everybody starts pointing fingers at each other.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Price, members of the board. The warranty that we have with this project is 20 years. The first 2 years is the contractor, years after that is the manufacturer, and it is a prorated warranty. So at the 20th year, you don't get full value of the roof. But this warranty is the same warranty that we've had on every roof project, even the new projects that we've had. 20 years is pretty standard, and it's 2-year installer warranty. They'll come back, material and labor, and warranty after that is from the manufacturer, and then that's a prorated warranty that at the 20th year, it has very little value.
Okay. And forgive me for asking, but that will be in writing in the contract, right?
Yes, every roof project that we have has closeout documents, and of all the closeout documents we have, the roof warranty is probably the most important one that we make sure that we get.
Thank you.
anybody else? All right, let's try it. The administration recommends an education center, which will
Already did it. Already had it.
okay. Of accepting the Opposed?
Thank you very much.
Motion is carried.
I have a question. Is it ready? Question. I couldn't help but overhear the other day in a restaurant, concerned parent, grandparent, saying that why don't we allow our kids to use their lockers, says their kids are struggling around with books all day. So I just wanted to bring that question to whomever it may concern. Do our kids not use their lockers in Georgetown County?
Look, there's Dr. Giles. Are you able to answer that question, or do we need to do some research on that one?
I can partially answer it. At certain schools, we do give flexibility for the principal to make that decision autonomously. Some situations, principals have made that decision to help students with transition, to speed up transition to classes. In addition, some students, especially at the beginning of the year, have a lot of trouble with their lockers combinations. So they opt for them not to have locker usage. Book bag usage, again, that's a safety issue. So some schools are opting for no book bags, put them in the lockers at the beginning of the morning. They can go during the midday, and then they have it at the end of the day.
Now, I admit some kids, like myself, when I was in school, I didn't carry a lot of books, but there were some kids who do, and some involved in a lot of other activities that they may need to store their books somewhere. I just can't understand why. When I heard that, it kind of startled me. So I think we ought to be using lockers.
Okay,
My
we'll
opinion.
review it.
I have a question. Were the parents made aware of this before school started?
In those locations, yes, ma'am. Communication was made.
And the students were made aware of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And how long will this last?
We'll review it. If we need to make a decision where it's an adjustment, we can do that. But right now, it's for the school year at those schools.
So then we need to just take the lockers out of school. That's what it sounded like to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Other comments?
I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and ladies and gentlemen of the board. Earlier in August, Mr. Cohen shared some exciting news with us that Georgetown County School District was named as a recipient of an Arts Now collaboration grant. As a result, 2 of our elementary schools, Andrews and Sampit, will be the participants in this grant, where they will enjoy professional development and supplies valued at $50,000 each for 2 years. So congratulations to Andrews and Sampit. Our first half day for professional collaboration is scheduled next week on Wednesday, September 14th. The following morning, we will have a celebration at Carvers Bay High School, where they will be formally recognized for earning the South Carolina School of Excellence distinction for their efforts with assisting students with applying for college. You may recall that they were announced last spring by the ACT for earning this distinction. The event will also kick off College Application Day for the Bears in 2022. We have determined our graduation dates for the class of 23, and they were released last week. We will kick off graduation season with adult education at 6 p.m., still deciding on the location for that ceremony, on May 25th. The 4 high schools will be held at 7:30 p.m. in their football stadiums on the following dates. Andrews is May 30th, Carvers Bay is May 31st, Georgetown is June 1st, and Waccamaw is June 2nd. And finally, this past summer, Ms. Paris Singleton announced her retirement from GCSD as she served as our Executive Director of Career and Technology Education. Mrs. Singleton was unavailable to be here tonight, but asked that we share these words on her behalf. And she wanted to share that GCSD has been my home away from home for 21 years. Students, parents, and educators at every level of school and community operations have afforded me the opportunity to walk in a ministry of service. Over the years, we have celebrated together accomplishment after accomplishment. That is what is most important. I have been a student, a teacher, a mentee, and a mentor. And even in discouraging times, no matter the odds, I stayed with GCSD until the end of my service. Best wishes have been received from so many, and with that, a spirit of gratitude. No additional words are expected, but in the words of a great hymnal, may the work I've done speak for me. GCSD has made great strides and continues to lead the way in several areas. And from the heart and advocacy for CTE, I am only a phone call away and still CTE driven to become CTE workforce ready. Kindest regards, Ms. Singleton. And as we begin our next journey with CTE leadership, we all want to wish Ms. Singleton all the joy in the world in her future endeavors and thank her publicly for her service, her leadership, and her advocacy. She will be and already is certainly missed. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
This afternoon.
Yeah, second?
Oh, okay. It's been moved and broken that we move.
She said aye.
Said aye.
Oh, yeah. So we are on session at which we will discuss personal matters. We can retire.
Okay.
Some of the executive session. It's been moved and properly second. That we come out. All those in favor? We're back in. As a result of discussions,
Two motions.
and recommendations.
Ready? Mr. Chairman, I move that the board approves the recommendation of Superintendent Keith Price that Dr. Pamela Vereen be hired as Director of College and Career Readiness for the 2022-2023 school year.
Second.
Been moved and properly. Accept. Pamela Vereen.
Aye.
Nays? None? The ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, I have an additional. I move to deny the pending request of an employee to be heard by the board.
So moved.
Can I second it?
Second?
That the board
No, sir.
I move to deny the pending request of an employee to be heard by the board.
Move to deny the request, not approve it.
Did you say deny?
I said deny.
Okay, I'm sorry, I just want to
I
make sure.
said deny.
Okay.
Can we read it?
Yeah.
moved and seconded.
It's been seconded, yes. Mhm. Yeah.
All right. All
Aye.
those
Opposed? Nay.
One.
Motion is carried. Before we take a break, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.